We want to see if there's any worms that have made a host here down here. So this little loop allows me to magnify it. My name is Chris Bueno, organic farm manager for Rio Fresh. I'm originally an El Paso native. I moved to the valley in 2014. I worked at the food bank in El Paso, and when I was going to move to the valley, I started looking for a job, and I looked at the food bank. The only opening they had there at the food bank was for a community garden manager, which I had no experience at all. I mean, El Paso, the valley is two different geographical landscapes, desert to, I mean, everything pretty much grows here. So I took the job because I needed it. They needed somebody to fill the job, and I had a lot of food bank experience, but no farming experience whatsoever. So during that time, I didn't know how to start a garden. I didn't know anything about growing food at all. Through one of the farmers market acquaintances, I was able to get the number for the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program rep here in the valley. And I reached out to Juan Regosa. He came out. We looked at the site, the plot where the community garden was going to be established, and we started making plans to see how they could help me get started, because I had no idea what I was doing. So after a few meetings, we in preparation of the land, we started to they brought their equipment, their tiller. They were able to begin the process of starting the community garden. So since then, you know, I've been in contact with Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program in regards to technical support and help when it comes to farming. I've been in contact with Beginning Farmers and Ranchers reps. I learned about drip irrigation, compost, soil fertility, because these were all new topics to me. I had no idea what drip tape was or compost. Didn't really know much about what it takes to grow a vegetable. So this is our fertilizer. You know, we're watering with furrow. I learned a lot just from experimenting. You know, I would call them, ask them questions. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Is this okay to do? Is this not okay to do? I think I called them quite a few times, and I still do today, even with this project. But it's been just a back and forth relationship when it comes to learning and you know, I was just like a sponge, just trying to learn as much as I could, because I had a project that I needed to complete and I had no idea how to do it. So it was very impactful having them help me launch this program. Being that I wasn't from the valley, I didn't know anybody. So these people that I met from Beginning Farmers were actually the first people that I had direct contact with, besides my coworkers. I mean, they became, over the years, they became friends, and they became somebody that I can reach out to. And I don't think if I didn't have that, I probably would have started the garden and maybe failed on my own, and maybe just not look into farming as a career. So to me, it's very important that the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program was available to not only me, but to various people here in the valley. One of the things that I was also able to accomplish there, you know, it started off as a community garden, but it just quickly grew into a micro farm, a mini farm. We included a high tunnel, which the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program was able to assist me in building it, setting it up, going through the whole logistics of what size, what dimensions, everything that I had no clue about. You know, I was able to reach out to them, and they were able to give me assistance, guidance, and suggestions what fits best for this region because of the southeast winds that we get. That's another part that we were able to accomplish with this program, is to build a high tunnel. And along the years, as the micro farm grew, we were able to host workshops in conjunction with the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program. So the farm there became a host site that we were able to invite other people and host a workshop on, you know, small tools, composting, welding. I mean, anything that a small scale farmer would need to start off with were covered, and they were good workshops. Being able to have them come out to the workplace or the work site or the location where we were going to start this community garden, I think was important, because I mean, I got a lot of people suggested after the fact, hey, you should do this, but coming out and actually being hands-on is very, very important, because I learned through hands-on. I learned, you know, by seeing others, and seeing them was what enabled me to actually learn more. seeing them doing hands-on projects with me. So over the years, as I grew professionally and personally also, because this new idea of farming just caught my whole family by surprise. I went through university, went 4 years to get a degree, and then you're a farmer now. So it was kind of shell shocking, but this is something that I really grew to love. And as the years went by, I was able to grow professionally, and now here I am, years down the road, and we're standing in one of our organic fields at my new job site. We grow about 10 different varieties of organic vegetables on about 200 acres of organic field. I think everything that I've learned through the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program was what allowed me to get this job. I also farm a little bit on the side, so this is something that I love to do. Had I failed, I don't think I'd be here. I'd be somebody, oh, I tried gardening. I hear that story all the time. I tried gardening one time, but everything I grow dies. Maybe I had been that person had I tried it on my own. But being able to bring back everything, this is different. On this scale, spreadsheets, inputs, projections, yields, that's something that I'm learning more of, but I was able to get an idea of where to start, to get projections, of where to start to count, land space and so forth. So I think what I learned at the Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program workshops and through some of these reps was very important for me to be able to manage something like this. I'm still learning. I still call them, hey, what do I do here? What do you think I should do here? And this is a little bit more big scale, but I think because I built a relationship with these individuals, I'm able to pick up the phone and, hey, you know what? Might be 10 o'clock at night, but I'll still make a call. I strongly recommend that anybody who's wanting to start farming is to give them a call at the Beginning Ranchers and Farmers program for assistance. There's a lot that they help with that somebody who's starting off with has no idea where to start, and that could ease a lot of headaches. So I strongly recommend it.
Wow, this is intensive, man. I was thinking 4 rows for my...
If this program wasn't around, it's the name says it all, Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program. On a national level, the average age of a farmer is around 60 to 65 years old. Next generation family doesn't really want to get in. It's hard work. It's hard work. But I think this program is very important because this program can help launch the next generation. And I'm not talking about somebody who can probably feed, the northern region of the United States. I'm talking about direct impact, local impact, state impact. Some farmers have the potential to be that person that supplies, food grown, locally, or within that region. So, this program it needs to keep going. This program. There's a need for farmers. There's a need for ranchers. There's a need for, this is food. This is, the essential part of what we need to be able to sustain ourselves. It's not like clothes or vehicles. This is food. Every single person in this planet needs food, and this is a very important program, so this program should be something that continues and continues and continues, because eventually those 65-year-old farmers will retire, and there's not going to be anybody there to take their place. So it's important. It's huge. Having the USDA Beginning Farmers and Ranchers program here locally is key. This is agriculture land here. There's no other place in Texas like it, but there's also a lot of urbanization happening. So having this program available to people that are interested in starting, again, it might not be a career. It was for me, but it could be a career. We never know. There's so much potential, but having it here local in the valley is huge. There's land. It's not very, very expensive like it is somewhere other places. There's opportunities for people to actually launch this and
Seasons.
what's that?
growing season?
Yeah, the growing seasons here are amazing. I mean, it's winter and the sun's out, and that allows us to grow, crops, for an extended season. We're opposed, everybody up north or even the north part of Texas is kind of struggling with the cold freezes and stuff. We're able to have just an extended season, and it's huge. I mean, there's we don't grow vegetables for 3 months. We grow it for almost 75% of the year. We go into different varieties, and watermelon season and onion season started today, clipping onions, and then melon season, and then watermelon season. So it just continues. I mean, the valley produces such a vast window to grow vegetables, but we need people. We need people to be able to fill that need and those voids that are going to be left. So having it here in the valley is very, very key, very important for this region.